Welcome to J Outdoors. Thursday morning, the Arton is out as always, and this morning I've just been collecting some willowherb or Rosebay willowherb or fireweed, some flowers off that, and I've been collecting some hawthorn berries, and my goal today is to see if I can make a natural syrup, like dogs say, a natural syrup out of the flower leaves, the petals, and these berries, these hawthorn berries, and these contain pectin. These contain pectin, so we're going to use this as our sugar, to stiffen it up. So if you join me later on once I'm back home, we'll put it to the test and see if we can make a natural syrup just out of what we can find. No extra stuff, because it's not only about wild camping and stuff. It's about if you can survive off your land, if you can live off your land, and you can preserve food and make food to last longer in these conditions outside, then you're onto a winner, and you'll definitely survive. You'll succeed, and that's the goal, isn't it? So join me later and I'll let you know. We'll see how it goes. Right, welcome back to J Outdoors. So the goal here, if you remember earlier on, we said we're going to try and make a Rosebay willowherb syrup. So we've collected these flowers this morning, and we're going to try and use it. We're going to try and do it without sugar, and we're going to use these red hawthorn berries. Now I've started peeling them here because I think once they're peeled and stuff, I would ideally like to dry these out and store them away for future, obviously, because there's going to be other types of fruits and berries that you're going to want to preserve, and if you could powder this up or store it dried and then come back to it later on and just add it when you needed it, because these contain something called pectin, and it's basically the plant version of gelatin, is an easy way to put it. It basically sets liquids like sugar does, but we're going to try and skip the sugar and just use this pectin. And obviously the way the berries work is these are all coming into fruit now exactly at the same time when all your berries are, so to use these in combination naturally, I'm just not using berries this time. I'm just using these willow herbs. I'm just going to see if I can do it, but the combination of the berries, these hawthorn berries, and other wild berries that you want to preserve, you could use as fruit levers. I have seen someone do fruit levers with these and blackberries, and it came out pretty well, to be honest. I actually want to go for a syrup consistency, or I have got sugar if all that fails, but I want to go for a syrup consistency or a fruit lever. That's my backup plan. But I'm only doing small amounts, and I'm just going to see. So I've just got some water, got some willowherb flowers, and some hawthorn berries. So just 3 ingredients there. So I'm just going to boil the water up and add the flowers. And right, so the water's on, boiling. So we just let that come to the boil, and then I'll add the flowers. So my understanding, the way I'm going to do it is I'm just going to add the flowers to the pan, let the flowers simmer away for about 20 minutes, I think people average. It's really slow simmer, but I'm going to add the hawthorn berries like the last 10 minutes. So then I'm going to simmer it for like an extra 5 minutes on top of that. So probably going to be like, I'm going to try and do 25-30 minutes ish. And then I'm going to strain it and let it set and see the results, pretty much. See what we can do. I've got a jar sterilising now that's in the dehydrator. These things are awesome. Yeah, so that's sterilising now. I've just washed it, so it should be ready for the liquid. Let's see how it turns out. Hopefully, another thing to mention as well is the seeds inside the hawthorn berries. They're actually toxic. They contain cyanide. So if these are, even though the flesh is edible, This is why I'm picking it off also, is because I don't want to just stick the berries in and it leaches out the toxic cyanide stuff. So that we don't want that. So to play it safe, I mean, I've eaten these just like munched it, you know, just peeled them in my teeth and spat the pip out. So I know they're safe to eat and safe to use like this. However, just be careful. I'm not saying one seed will kill you. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that they're deadly, but you know, they do contain a deadly toxic, so it's best to avoid them, swallowing them. Right, so I've got my water gently simmering away. Now I'm going to add the rosebay, and this is not only rosebay willow herb, but it is also hairy willow herb, as I had some in the garden, which I left to grow. So next year my garden's actually going to, I'm going around collecting seeds from all the wild plants I've found, and I'm waiting till all go to seed, and I'm actually going to start planting them in the garden. So I'm actually going to have a herbal garden, but it's going to look, basically bring the weeds back into the garden, but as ornaments. So we'll see how that works as well. And I'm just going to leave that to soak up for a bit. And back to peeling. Right, so now we're going to add the red hawthorn berry flesh. So you can't see this properly, or you can see the colour change at the top up there. This is pure filtered rainwater as well, so this is clear. Like everything's natural. That's the key. So if we were out in the wild, or I don't know, these would be what would be available to you. And if you're thinking about winter months, or if you were in a survival situation, just knowing that you can combine a few berries and whatever fruits you can find, you know, that could seriously prolong your survivability. Just understanding the land a bit better and knowing what things are. So I'm just going to let that simmer away. I've got a few more I'll peel. Also, I find that the redder berries, the absolutely redder they are, the more deeper red, the flesh is so much thicker and juicier compared to the ones that are nearly red, like light red. The darker ones definitely are easier to peel. So, and they've got more flesh. So when picking them, try and pick the darkest berries you can find. That's what I've found with them anyway. Just added a few honeysuckle petals, because there was 2 by the bush this morning, so I picked them. There was loads of honey berries there, so that's another video, I guess, see how this works out. Just let that turn it up a bit. Just let it do its business, but you can see it's got a nice, starting to get a nice bubble, an even bubble, and syrup does that. So it's definitely working. Looking good. So far so good. I'll chop these just in case I need them. But so far no sugar, so far good. The test is going well. I'm very pleased. Let's continue. Right, so I just tipped all this out. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. So what I've done, I've tipped it in there, I've strained it through there. Now this is the water that was in there. So hopefully if we can get this to cool like a syrup, we're a winner without adding sugar. Maybe I might need more berries, who knows, but just trial and error. Also to mention that the willow herb is high in vitamin A and C, 4 times higher in C than oranges, and it's also mildly antimicrobial. The hawthorn, vitamin B1, magnesium, iron and calcium. So again, this combination is it's highly good for your immune system. You know, this food is your medicine. So I'll put it in the fridge. I'll strain all that through there, and I'll put it in the fridge and let it cool down, and hopefully see what we come up with. That looks lovely, that does. So it's cold now, but it didn't set. However, it is very syrupy, and it kind of made a better cordial. So what I'll do is, yeah, that's quite syrupy. I'll have that in a drink with some tonic water, and that'll be that one. I think next time, more berries, more flowers, and I think I will use sugar. So there it is. Honestly, it tastes floral. It tastes on another level. It's super sweet, super floral, and that is a fireweed and hawthorn cordial, I'd say. Until next time, thanks for watching.